What's going on with y'all, man? Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Excuse me. My thing is this. America is built off of perception instead of reality. Everyone is quick to say, man, I'm tired of this place and all of that. Now, the thing they tell you to do is to, to make change. Make change happen and all of that. And in my opinion, I'm like, we can make change. We can try to come together. We always hear this, come together. My issue with America is the hypocrisy that it puts out there for you to believe that everything is by chance, that everything's in your hands into succeeding. If you want to make it to the top, you can make it to the top. And fortunately, there's been some that have made it to the top where they were unscathed by things. Now, O.J. Simpson, I got him in my top 5 running backs of all time. The juice is loose is like one of the famous sayings that ever was created. I think people get upset when something isn't right. And to me, the law system is damaged. I believe media is damaged. The media is trying to make it seem like OJ was guilty instead of speaking from an unbiased point of view. I didn't speak on him passing away because I had a lot of stuff I was doing. I still got a lot of stuff I got to do. I'm backed up on what I need to talk about. I had to flame Michael Porter Jr. on the Patreon for that ridiculous podcast he got with another porn star. But we'll go to the Patreon. You'll see. If you're on the Patreon, you should have seen it by now. Now, the thing is, everybody wants to say America's the land of the free, land of this and that. If it's the land of the free, why does the media prosecute people who are colored differently from people that are not colored, that are of white complexion? This has been my gripe for decades. I believe the law doesn't work. I believe, like when Judge Joe Brown tried to speak about the law, I wanted to say to his face, that's bullshit. Rittenhouse, especially that case, proved to you the difference between a black and a white kid. If a black kid is walking with a gun and assault rifle down the street, ends up hurting somebody, then what would have happened to said black kid? Oh, he would have been taken off. He would have been able to cry in court in his tears, even though those were fake tears. And then you had Judge Joe Brown. Well, he's a kid, sounding like the black conservatives he is. Look, my issue is when you're not convicted, everyone thinks that you're guilty. Like, even when you look at the evidence doesn't point that OJ did it. Now, I believe in my hearts of hearts, I've said it then, I've said it now, I believe OJ knows who did it. He's just not going to tell. Whether he hired him or whether he didn't hire him, that's all conjecture, that's speculation. My thing is that I believe he knows who did it. To me, for him losing that civil suit and having to give all his money to the Goldmans who frankly, I was getting so damn tired of their ass. Your son was a damn drug addict or a drug seller, but nobody wants to mention that. Everybody's like, no, he's okay. You know why? Because he's white. You know, Nicole was a straight slut bag. You know, she was whoring around with a lot of people. You know, and she was profusely doing what she does. Now, I'm not saying the juice is like, you know, innocent of, you know, everything. Like, he didn't have any infidelities. But my thing is, the man's passed on. So why is it that the media is trying to continuously tear him down? They did the same thing to Cosby. Cosby was innocent for years. They even said the women's statement was thrown out because it was lies. Then they bring her back and get a conviction. Then all of a sudden they just appeal it. So it's like if you get in a conviction, that's a stain on your record. Even if you appeal it and beat the charges and you're granted freedom, oh, well, but he still was found guilty. No, this law is bullshit. The law has been used to put pressure on those of color, to make those of color look bad. Now, when a Caucasian man gets convicted and everything, that's it. Nobody brings it up anymore. Nobody desecrates his name. I remember Michael Douglas' father passed away. Nobody brought up that he was a pedophile. Nobody brought that up. The painter, comic guy, Ed Pitsker, I believe that's his name. It's on the Patreon. He was under investigation for inappropriate behavior, talking like very sexually to a girl that was like 12 or 13 or something at the time. She was a kid and he took a liking to her, trying to invite her places, and he told one girl, you know, that he'll put her on or whatever if, you know, she gives him, you know, oral sex. I believe that was what it was. It's all blurry to me right now, but all of this is allegedly. All of this I'm talking about, YouTube, is allegedly, so don't have your panties in a bunch. But no one mentioned one thing of him. You know, all the comic people were like, oh, well, you know, he committed suicide, called a suicide hotline. And Comic Pop is one of the best comic people I know because I love comics. But I felt very upset what they did. You didn't mention or bring any of that other stuff up that he did or is being accused of. But Jonathan Majors, who did nothing wrong, y'all are like, well, his allegations and all of this. You're going to mention allegations that make you look very white when you only show it from one point of view. It shows you in the video the girl beat his ass. Beat Jonathan Majors' ass. Then she went to the club afterwards after he got away from her. And she partied, throwing up everywhere, being a straight, intoxicated ass white girl, like always. But we don't care about that. Even the Kobe Bryant thing. They mentioned the Kobe Bryant thing when he passed away. You had Gayle King, #1 carpet muncher of Oprah, allegedly, just come out and just basically bring this case up. So it seems that it is a slant when it comes to the coverage. That's why I call it multi-ethnical destruction in America. I do not trust the news. I don't trust daytime news. I go do my own research. And there's some research you can't get because these clowns were able to scrub it off the internet. But I bet you can't scrub a brother's shit off the internet, right? They'll bring up Deshaun Watson. First thing you bring up, oh, he was accused of sexual assault, but none of his cases went to court. They tried to get one in court. They did get one in court, or two of them, I believe, and they both were thrown out. They tried to go to another county, and the judge over there wasn't having it. He said, get out of here. So all they did was try to damage his reputation because media is made for white people. It's not made for us. The media is made for white people to make them feel safe at night so they can go outside and feel good. You have people out here saying that Kobe did it and he wasn't found guilty or nothing. Then the girl took him to get a civil suit. If the girl was if she was done the way she was done, why not come to court? She didn't even show up to court. You know, everybody thought, oh man, she ain't show up to court. People were trying to put an allegation out there that Kobe paid her not to come to court. Nah, she didn't come to court because Kobe's defense team, because she's the plaintiff, he's the defendant, they were finna eviscerate her because everybody talked about how she's a slut bag. She done slept with damn near half the town. And when they ran the DNA test on her, she had semen from like 4 or 5 different men. But nobody wants to pay attention to those facts. They just want to pay attention to the perception, the allegations, not the convictions, not the horseshit civil suits that people put up. You can sue anybody. Just because you settle with somebody in court doesn't mean that you did it, dumbass. Just means that you want this to go away because you don't have time to deal with it. Because court costs money, and then you don't know how much people schedules are. People's schedule could be all messed up. They may not have time to show up. So these are the things that boggles my mind at times. It's like, what are we talking about? But that's what we live in. We live in America, the place where everybody goes off perception instead of reality. O.J. Simpson was found innocent. They threw him in jail on some bullshit because he took his memorabilia. They took his memorabilia, you know, all of that stuff. Oh my gosh, dog, what is y'all doing, bro? Like, what? It's like when y'all like get closer to where y'all gotta get to, y'all get dumber. But that's the thing that's happened. They were talking about the whole Bronco thing and all of this, people celebrating. What are you celebrating for? The man didn't kill his wife, didn't kill the whatever the guy was. I don't even think they were dating like that. I don't even know. I just think he showed up and he just got murdered, I believe. But they tried to make it seem like, oh, OJ was a jealous husband and he went and killed the man and shit. Look, man, I'm like this. If you paying all this goddamn money for this bitch to stay up in the goddamn house, and this bitch being disrespectful by bringing different type of men to the house, what are we doing? You know, what are we doing? You understand? What are we doing? What are we really doing, right? Like, a man ain't gonna really like that shit. And see, this is what some of these women do. Some of these women try to use that, or use kids especially, for leverage. You know? But I'm not condoning, but I'm just saying, dog, like, women, if you're in a house a man's paying for and he has all your stuff paid for, I think it's smart that you don't bring another person to the house. I just think that's smart if you want to live your life. Now, if you don't care about your life, then keep doing what you got to do. But I'm just saying, some men don't give a damn. They're going to kill you and him. You know, I just think people are stuck on stupid, or stuck in their own reality and not really looking at the truth. So that's all I wanted to talk about. You know, nothing crazy. It's just that I'm just sick and tired of the double standards when it comes to coverage of the black entertainer or black athlete or a black man in general when they pass away. It's like, why aren't we bringing up the dirty cops and how they tampered with the evidence and everything at the house? How they were tampering with so much evidence that a lot of blacks were wrongfully accused. They don't want to talk about that, though. They just want to talk about, oh, OJ could have done it and all of this. You know, so it's like, come on. It's like, come on. And oh yeah, I got a video coming soon. Michael Jordan would not have been able to do what Michael Jordan couldn't do what Kobe do. Everybody talk about Kobe couldn't do what Mike do, but I'm explaining to you what Michael couldn't do. That Michael wasn't as mentally tough as Kobe. And I'm going to prove to you what it is. So I'm at my destination. I'm running late like always. So I'll holler at you guys later, man. Y'all have a blessed day, man. Be safe. You know, I go into this BS. I'm out. Deezy.